In this unit, we're going to talk about publicity in women's ministry. What's the best way to get the word out about all the great things that God is doing in your women's ministry? Well, first, you may want to give out a questionnaire to your women to find out what is the way that they prefer to receive communication. And then, of course, you want to remember that mail outs are still a good option, as women still like to receive snail mail. Those are good things that you can mail out that people can put on their refrigerator and just have it as a reminder about what's going on. Also, you want to consider what opportunities do you have in your church to post announcements, maybe bulletin boards or places where you can put up posters. Where can you put up visual reminders about what's going on in your church? And those are some things you may want to ask about. What are the policies in your church about hanging posters or different things like that? And you want to see what you need to do to develop those type of promotional materials. You may have someone on your women's ministry team who really likes to do that sort of thing, or you may have to work on developing those types of things yourself and learning some of those programs that you can utilize to develop promotional materials. Then again, your church may have a particular service that they use to develop promotional materials, so you would need to check into that as well. And then you may want to offer some non-traditional options such as bookmarks or business cards, some different things, especially if you're having a large event. You may want to do a save the date, or if you can kind of put some important things to remember from your calendar on a bookmark or a business card, some things that you can give to women that they will be able to keep close by and remember what's coming up and what's happening in your women's ministry. Again, you may want to consider what your church is already doing through maybe bulletins or email newsletters or social media newsletters. Where's your church already coming up with ways to promote and let people know about your ministry? So think about that as you consider how you can promote events coming up. Can you put the information in the bulletin or on the church calendar, some type of newsletter? And then, does your church do announcements after the service? Do you have an announcement loop on a slideshow on screens before and after the service? So think about those different options for ways that you can communicate what's happening in your ministry. But I will tell you, what I have learned is that there is nothing more effective than word of mouth. As women find out about what's going on and then they invite their friends, who may invite their friends, more and more ladies will want to be involved. So the personal invitation and word of mouth is really the most effective means. Even in our technologically savvy world, that's the best way to communicate what's happening in your women's ministry about events or programming or different things you have going on. And then, of course, you want to utilize whatever social media platform your women might be accustomed to. If you can, you may want to send out emails if they prefer email, or if you can use a service that sends out text reminders through text messaging, you could do that. But you may want to, again, survey your ladies and find out what media platform they prefer to use, so that it would be most effective to communicate about what's going on. When you think about finding ideas for how to publicize your events and so forth, you may want to create what's called a swipe file. And different online platforms such as Pinterest and some of those different sites have basically taken this online, and that's essentially what it is a swap file, where you can pull ideas and keep them, whether you keep them online or on your computer, or whether you keep things you see in print and keep it in a traditional file folder. Those are some ways that you can gather up ideas that you see to help you in promoting your ministry. You don't necessarily have to recreate the wheel. You want to be sure that you don't copy things, and you're beware of copyright laws. However, you can use different ideas from things that you see in print and online media to help you in promoting your ministry. So those are some ideas that hopefully will be helpful to you as you think about how to get the word out and how to share what God has planned and what's coming up for your women's ministry.